All right, let's put you in the hot seat. Imagine you're a top business strategist. You've just been dropped into a brand new, super competitive market. Your one and only job? Get inside the head of a major company. Figure out what makes them tick, and you've only got 5 minutes to do it. The clock's ticking. Let's go.
So the way we're going to tackle this is by thinking of it like an arena and a gladiator. First, we'll get the lay of the land, the arena, which is the hotel world in a place called Essland. Then, we'll look at the rules of the game for survival. After that, we'll meet our gladiator, the Levwell hotel chain. We're going to take a look at their playbook, and finally, we'll break down the single biggest challenge they're facing.
Okay, first things first, we have to understand the arena, Essland's hotel industry. You see, to really get the player, you have to know the game they're playing. When you boil it all down, this market is really split between two different kinds of people. On one hand, you've got your business travelers. For them, it's all about convenience, efficiency, and good Wi-Fi. Price? Not a huge deal because the company's paying. But then you've got your leisure guests. They're on vacation, they want cool facilities, a great atmosphere, and you better believe they are watching every penny. Now, this arena isn't a free-for-all. It's actually got a formal structure, run by the National Tourist Board, Visit Essland. It's a star rating system. 1 star? You get a room. That's it. Jump to 3 stars, and now you've got a restaurant. 4 stars, and this is the one to remember for our story, adds things like pools and nicer amenities. And 5 stars? Well, that's top tier, world-class luxury. These ratings basically create the different battlegrounds where hotels compete. Okay, so we've got the map of the world. Now let's talk about what it actually takes to survive here. What are the pressures that every single hotel in this arena is up against? In this market, you've really got two main types of players. You have the giant chains, think standardized brands, massive marketing budgets, and buying power. And then you've got the independents. They offer unique character, more flexibility, and get this, they still make up almost half of all the hotel rooms in Essland. So it's this constant fight between massive scale and individual soul. And it is a real fight out there. Honestly, every hotel is facing a kind of perfect storm. You've got economic headaches like downturns and cost for everything going up. You have operational nightmares like a massive staffing crisis and demand that's all over the place depending on the season. And then you have these huge market shifts like home sharing platforms and the growing pressure to be sustainable. It is a tough, tough business to be in right now. So with all that pressure, how do hotels even fight back? Well, one of their secret weapons is something called yield management. The easiest way to think about it is surge pricing, just like for an Uber. It's a really smart system that uses data and AI to constantly tweak room prices to make sure they're getting every last possible dollar. It's a pretty slick 3-step dance. First, the software just sucks in a ton of data. What happened last year, what your competitors are charging, whether there's a big concert down the street. Second, based on all that, it predicts what future demand is going to look like. And third, it automatically changes the price. If it looks like a slow week, prices drop. If a huge event is coming to town, prices shoot up. It's a constant game of optimization. Okay, we know the arena, we know the rules of the game. Now, it's time to meet our gladiator, a company called Levwell. And the first thing you need to know about Levwell is that they have very deliberately chosen their battlefield. They operate squarely in that 4-star segment. They're not trying to be the cheapest option, and they're not trying to be 5-star luxury. Their entire world revolves around high-quality leisure travel. So who are they, really? Well, Levwell runs 35 hotels, and they're all owner-managed, which gives them a ton of control. They go after leisure guests, setting up shop in these beautiful rural and coastal spots. But here's the kicker. Their real secret sauce. Unlike the big chains where every hotel looks the same, none of Levwell's hotels are alike. Each one has its own vibe, its own personality. And all of that, the locations, the unique style, it all comes back to this one core idea, their mission. It's not about being the biggest or the most profitable, it's about providing an exceptional experience. That's the compass that guides every single decision they make. So that's a nice mission statement, right? But how do you actually make that happen day in and day out? Let's go behind the curtain and take a look at their playbook. First up, let's follow the money. Room revenue? Yeah, that's the biggest piece of the pie, at 62%. No surprise there. But check this out. A full third of their income comes from food and drinks. And here's the really crucial part. Their restaurants and bars are only for hotel guests.
This means food isn't just a side business, it's a huge part of creating that exclusive, exceptional experience they're aiming for. Hey, remember that huge industry-wide problem of seasonality? Well, here's exactly how Levwell tackles it head on. In the peak summer months, July and August, when everyone wants to travel, they charge premium prices. But in the dead of winter, to keep the lights on and rooms full, local managers can slash prices by up to 25%. It's a classic, smart way to smooth out those peaks and valleys.
Now, you might be thinking, how do you deliver a consistently great experience when you have 35 totally different hotels? The answer is simple. Systems. Bookings all go through one central website. And the day-to-day stuff like checking in or cleaning rooms is all guided by strict standard operating procedures, SOPs for short. It's all tied together with one integrated hotel management system. That's how they mix that unique hotel character with rock-solid consistency. So we've seen the strategy, we've seen the playbook. Now it's time for the final analysis. The scorecard. How is Levwell actually doing, and what's the biggest danger lurking on the horizon? And at first glance, the story looks fantastic. I mean, revenue has been climbing steadily for 5 years, from $182 million all the way up to $229 million. So clearly, their strategy is working. People are buying into this unique, high-quality experience, and it's driving growth. But that's not the whole story. Because when you lift up the hood and look at the engine, you find this. A crazy high employee turnover rate. Yeah, it's gotten a tiny bit better, but it's still hanging around 39%. 39%. For a company whose entire brand is built on exceptional service delivered by people, that is a giant flashing red light. And this right here, this creates the fundamental tension at the very heart of this company. The money looks good, but the foundation, the people, seems shaky. So you have to ask yourself, what could possibly go wrong here? Well, you don't even have to guess. Levwell's own internal risk report tells the story. Sure, they worry about competition and tech issues. But look at the two risks that are completely intertwined. People and reputation. It's a domino effect. If you can't keep good staff, the quality of your service plummets. And when service slips, your reputation gets damaged, and the entire brand you've built just crumbles. And so that's what it all comes down to. This is the million-dollar question for Levwell. Their entire brand, their whole identity, is built on this amazing experience delivered by their people. But the very same staffing crisis that's hitting the whole industry makes it incredibly hard and expensive to keep those people. So how do you solve that puzzle? That's the challenge.